What's up, guys? This is Adam from esportsheaven.com, and I'm here with none other than Chris G, one of the most legendary players of the last 5 years in the fighting game community. I'm really happy to get this interview, man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Just made it out of pools and Street Fighting winners, and for me that was the first step. So now I can relax, enjoy the Vegas day, and then worry about all that crap tomorrow.
Right. All right, so walk me through a little bit of your matches. As you said, you just got done with Street Fighter pools.
Okay, so I had a Japanese person in my pool, Rashid Main. I just forgot his name, but he was pretty good. But I guess I have a little bit too much experience with Rashid, and I guess the Japanese people don't really play Guile. It's not rushed down enough for them. So I did good against him, and then to qualify out of winners, I fought a really good Ken player, and apparently that's what people said my actual problem was this Ken player, and he did really good. And at one point I dropped a combo and he took the round, and just that feeling alone is just like, damn it, but you got snapped back right into the game, and I pulled it off. Now I play tomorrow.
I mean, I saw you after, man. You were sweating. I saw it. So what other games did you enter? What's in store for you tomorrow?
Just Street Fighter, Marvel. I wanted to enter more games, but this year I decided to take it a little easy, just to focus on these two games, since I have been putting a lot of time in Street Fighter 5. And thank God it's actually paying off, so hopefully I can make it. The dream is for top 32. Anything beyond that is a godsend,
You never know. You never know, man. You never know what's going to happen in this game. Evo, he was known for being crazy, you know what I'm saying? So before we get into Street Fighter, which I do want to talk about, I want to talk a lot about Marvel. I was talking with F-Champ earlier, so there's a lot of stuff that's going on. Obviously, in 2013, when you were with AG, man, you were, let's be honest, you were just zipping up body bags, basically, right? But it seemed like, I don't want to say you lost interest or lost drive, just it didn't seem like your heart was in it, maybe, for whatever reason. How would you describe things on your end after that, and just playing Marvel in general?
After the AGE days, things kind of died down. A lot of the sponsorships, they went away, and a lot of the Marvel players, including Justin, Champ, and myself, we kind of, not really lost a drive, but it became less important, which sucks, because we still entered tournaments, but it wasn't like an active practicing. When it came down to last year, Evo, I blew it and got 9th, and 100% my fault, for not being more ready. This year, all the tournaments I've been to, I pretty much won or got second, so I'm always in grand finals, and hopefully this Evo, I have been putting in some practice, not as much as Street Fighter, but I just hope that that's enough. If I could slide my way in the top 8, then, I feel, a lot of people say I should win Evo, I should have won Evo, but, things change, man, over time.
Right. One thing that I don't want to say this the wrong way, but when I talk to Justin and Champ, being the best at Marvel is something that's very, very important to them. And for you, I feel like it might have been important to you at some point, but when you get just every time you get up there on that stage and people just start booing you, it's got to get to you. How do you feel about what you want from Marvel? Do you actually want to be the best, remembered as the greatest of all time, or has that stuff really gotten to you in some ways?
When I didn't play Morrigan, everybody rooted for me. It was like the underdog, playing garbage characters and making them look good. Right. But when things changed, it did fuel me, and that's why for the AGE days, I still won almost every major possible. But lately, the thing is that, there's not as many locals as it was, and, the only time that people come out now is for pretty much majors. And, as much as that sucks, I will still always support the game. I still want to be the best, and I still consider myself top 3 in the game. Sure. As for being number 1, I mean, it's whatever, that could be debated. Other than that, I just, hopefully Marvel 4 or another Versus game, whatever, but at the same time, I will support Marvel 3 till it's dead. Fully dead.
Okay, I mean, for all the Marvel heads out there, I'm sure that they're really happy to hear you say that. But as I said, you know, get up on that stage, everyone's booing you. Do you ever think about one day just like hanging up the stick for Marvel and just focusing on other games?
No. Again, to a certain extent, you know, getting booed, getting ridiculed, you know, having people freaking talk so much crap on Twitter and stuff like that. Like, I'm not gonna say they're mad or jealous or whatever, you know. Maybe they just don't like to see someone running away in Marvel, you know. The game's not known for that. But for me, it's just, I'm just shut everybody up. I mean, that's what we do. We're gamers. Most people are gonna like us. A lot of other people are gonna hate us. So whatever. It's just another day, and I'm gonna just soul fist somebody straight out of the bracket.
I hear what you're saying. Now, outside of Filipino Champ, you're also known for having some of the most hype long sets in Marvel for Marvel 3. Is that something that you want to maybe get back going again? I'd love to see personally a Champ versus, Chris G versus Nemo 2. I'd love to see that rematch, stuff like that, or even just you and Justin Long first 15s, things like that. What are your thoughts on that? Is there someone that you want to face, things like that?
I enjoy playing the other gods, of course. You know, me and Justin, we've always had like a mutual respect. We're just like, you know, if we run into each other in the bracket, you know, shake hands, do our best. And I did do the exhibition with Champ. Obviously, it was one of the hypest exhibitions.
Same.
But as for other people, I feel like I definitely can still take Kane in a set. And in a long set, I feel like I could definitely beat him.
Okay. Is that something that like you're actively trying to get to, or you're more focusing on Street Fighter right now?
Oh no, I'm definitely always focusing on the other games, you know, because at the end of the day, we're gamers, and like we have to move forward, you know. But if the opportunity comes, you know, where like they want to set something up big, I'm always down. Especially in a long set, what's the worst that could happen? Unless the Nemo thing happens again, which I feel like I definitely would be prepared for, you know, because when he came through, he bodied everybody. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
And you know, but now since so many people have copied his team, it's definitely been a lot easier to fight it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't blame you for that one, man. Like, Chan didn't know what to do. You had like every single great Marvel player in the U.S. in that room, and like you guys still couldn't beat him. So I wouldn't blame yourself too much for that. But moving on to Street Fighter, you are playing Guile, and honestly, it doesn't seem like a lot of people are picking him up. Why do you think that he's not as popular as you might think that he would be?
The problem with Guile is that he doesn't do what most of the... Like, he's playing Street Fighter. Yes, he is playing Street Fighter. He has Flash Kick, Sonic Boom, Anti-Air, you know, throw out buttons. The thing is that Street Fighter 5 is about explosive damage, extreme amounts of range, and V-trigger that's retarded, you know? And for Guile, since he is defensive, it's very easy to get up on him. Very easy to back him up into a corner, and his damage output is not so high. So even when he's counter hitting you, he's not going to get anything big. And that's what sucks for the character. For me personally, I enjoy the fact that he stays true to the game. You know, yeah, he has that super long combo, you know, which I love doing combos. He stays true to it, and most people don't want that.
Now, I remember on stream you were practicing Ibuki. Is Guile something you're trying to do 100% of the time, or are you trying to have some secondaries?
I will probably still use Nash. He's a little rusty right now, but I feel like he is the better Guile. Other than that, using Ibuki in tournament, I don't really see myself using her too much, only because she suffers the same problems that Guile has. You know, range, damage, and her V-trigger for her low life to throw out her bombs in order to do the crazy stuff that Ibuki does. She needs to lose 65% of her life, and that's not good for a character that already has no life. So yeah, she's too much of a struggle. Other than that, there's Cammy, and I feel like my Cammy's still pretty decent.
All right, so as always, you've got a lot of characters that you can use. Yeah. Nothing different, of course, but you're also known for playing whole bunch of other games. I remember at one point you were like in KOF, MK, Injustice, Marvel, and Street Fighter, and you're focusing on 2 now. But are there any games that you want to focus on in the future?
Yes, Injustice 2 is going to come out next year, and I made the mistake of not focusing on MKX. I'm not even going to say, the money it helps. I mean,
It's nice.
It is nice. But I was, one of the best in MK9 and Injustice. I do have a lot of majors under my belt, and for both games, I made top 8 at Evo.
Right.
So, my roots are still in the NRS community, but with MKX, I kind of fell short, and I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I'm going to put my all into the game and possibly pick back up KI.
Okay. Any specific reason for KI? Like, do you want to get on that KI World Cup, or do you just really like the game and North community?
The footsies aspect is the best part of KI. The reason I didn't feel like I did better in the game is because you have to memorize a lot. And the game is all about the whole rock, paper, scissors system, lights, mediums, heavy to break. And since I wasn't putting enough time, even though I was still making top 8, top 3 a lot, it bothered me not knowing enough information. And when KI Season 2 and 3 came out, more characters came out, you needed to know more. And I'm still in Season 1. So I feel like I want to pick back up the game, use Arbiter, because I'm a big Halo fan, and I want to shoot somebody. It looks a lot of fun.
I mean, it seems like a lot of, I don't want to say top players, but it seems like a lot of people from other games have kind of, I wouldn't say abandoned KI, but I mean, obviously there's other games that they have to play. And as you said with MKX, it kind of reminds me of what you said when Street Fighter 5 came out, because you were just like, I focus on Marvel more than Street Fighter 4, and now that Street Fighter 5 is coming out, especially with the more money, you want to focus more on that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, the thing is that, I go to Wednesday night fights, every other week, and like when the game had first came out, I'm still slacking because I still want to play other games. And with Street Fighter 5, like, it's that do or die game. So it's like when I'm playing Nash and when I'm playing Cammy, I'm going to Wednesday night fights, I'm wondering why I'm doing bad, and like top 8's not enough. I want to put my mark on that game, for Street Fighter 4, I always fell short of making top 3 of majors, but I was always there. I was always one of those threats, and I feel like for this game, I want to be that guy. I want to be, the person that people want to beat and the person people are afraid of.
Right.
And especially since I'm using a character that no one really wants to use, and I'm making them look good, like that makes me feel good. And like it's a boost of confidence. And I feel like for Street Fighter 5, I'm in there. I just got to keep attending more tournaments, keep getting better, and try not to focus on the rest too much.
Hearing you talk, Chris, like, I really get the feeling that you're really, really motivated and like really, really driven, which is not something that may have been the case in the past. Like, is there something that happened that really reinvigorated your competitive spirit and like you want to win, bro? That's what it seems like. You want to be the best. Well, is there something that like kind of was the catalyst for that?
Last year Evo, even before Evo came up, I slacked a lot, and I did poorly in Street Fighter. Regardless of my move to California, which, they were a lot better in Street Fighter, I didn't keep up, and I was very unmotivated. And, I started picking up League, and things just went downhill. And, my drive for actually going out and competing, started to diminish. And the peak of that was Evo last year, where like I played so dumb, like I threw myself out of the tournament, and it was like I started to realize that, wow, like I came down here for a reason, and I didn't do my best. Regardless of what happens this year, like I feel like I can only get better, especially in Street Fighter. And like the rest of last year, like I just wanted to go to as many places as I could again. I went to Wednesday night fights a lot more, and I actually started competing. And yeah, like my results started to get better again like they used to, and hopefully that keeps staying. You know, with Injustice 2 coming out, you know, I'm just gotta keep going.
Right. And with that, I'm really hoping that you get another like big sponsorship. I know being with Template Storm was pretty big, especially since I believe at the time that was like one of the first forays in the fighting game community. Obviously, you're not with them anymore. How is the sponsorship like search going for you? I remember on stream when I guess you were talking about your entire still life story, right? You were talking about how like you want a very specific type of sponsorship. How's that been going for you?
The sponsorship deals, I've had a few people walk up to me, talk to me about, you know, certain deals. The thing is that I don't want to be on a team or organization or whatever the hell they want to call it these days. You know, I want something that's going to stay. I want a team that's super serious. I don't want a team that has, you know, esports people and then it's like, oh, it's that one fighting game guy who we're not going to care about. You know, I want them to be like legit. You know, I want to make moves. I want to move forward. You know, and I feel like a lot of these sponsors nowadays, they're just one of those type of things where it's just like, all right, well, let's throw this guy, you know, to a few tournaments, and hopefully, if he does good, we'll keep him around. If he doesn't, he's out. Right. You know, and I'm tired of that. Like, I want the real stuff. You know, and it sucks that I have to keep proving myself. You know, whatever. It's not like I've been doing this, you know, for the last 5 years. You know, nothing's gonna change on my end. You know, I'm just gonna keep getting better and stuff. And you know, I hope I land that sponsor that sees my same views. You know, and yeah, like I've been working with a few, and hopefully after Evo, like things get finalized and all that stuff. But as of right now, I've said no to a few, and yeah, like again, hopefully after Evo things are better.
Yeah, I certainly hope so, man. If there's anyone in the fighting game community that really deserves a sponsorship, it'd be you. Like you said, you've been putting in the work for the last 4 years. Like, there's a point where you have nothing else to prove. You know what I mean? But going along with that, you did kind of tell your entire life story on stream, and that's never easy for anyone. What was kind of the motivation behind that? Was it really a hard decision for you to make to be that open with the community?
It was one of those random things that I decided to do on stream. I felt like a lot of people, even still now, even after hearing, you know, my story, a lot of people just think of me as a complainer, you know, arrogant, whatever, you know, like I'm just a person who wants to move forward with his life. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand. So I decided to tell my story, you know, in the hopes that people not like, you know, fully understand, but like take into consideration that people, like, as a gamer, as a professional gamer, quote unquote, like, we're just people. You know, like, yeah, there's some that idolize us or whatever, but a lot of people fail to realize that we have our own struggles. You know, a lot of the people I know grew up in the streets. You know, I've been kicked out. I know what it's like to be nothing. And my whole goal in life is to be somebody, you know, and I don't really need the fame, the glamour, the riches. I just want to be comfortable. And again, like, I just want people to understand that, you know, we're not just some type of fighting machine. You know, like you booing us all day, you making comments on our Kappa and blah 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 blah. You know, like I have a tougher exterior. But like a lot of these other people, you know, it gets to people. And again, like hopefully one day, you know, we don't have to go to a tournament having to feel like crap. You know? Yeah. So that's pretty much why I did it.
Phil, so one of the final things I want to ask you, a few years ago, I remember you said that Evo you didn't really think was that big of a deal. You just thought of it as just another tournament, something like that, right? And obviously Evo has kind of grown a lot. We're at the convention center now. Has your opinion kind of changed? How do you feel about Evo now?
I still do think of Evo as just another tournament. Right. Because if this is the grandest of all tournaments, I mean, why can my mother, my brother, my sister, my cousin, everybody can enter the same tournament? You know, like,
It is fair.
Like for me, you know, coming here, seeing all these people, like we're all just gamers. We're all just here. This is another top 8. I lost 2 years ago, right? I lost to Justin in grand finals of Marvel 3. Right. And the tournament before that, I beat him. And right after I lost, right, I wrote on Twitter, you know, congratulations to Justin. Yeah. He's the best. Right. I'll see you at the next tournament. Because boom, I saw him the next week, and then I beat him. And then it's like, you know, I'm not going to make any excuses for EVO because EVO is the biggest tournament. Right. But at the same time, it is just another tournament. We're going to see each other in the next week. We're going to see each other next 2 weeks. We're going to see each other next month. And, you know, sometimes it favors you, sometimes it don't. And, you know, sometimes you get scrubbed out. Next day, you're the best. You know, so I think of this as a bracket simulator. You know, I could run into someone good, I could run into a counter pick, I could get bodied, the guy gets and put in the losers, and I could body him. You know, it's just how long can you last? Right. It's an endurance test.
You know, as controversial as your opinion is, I actually really respect that. Like, that actually makes sense logically. That's good, man. That's good. I like that. All right, so I don't got anything else to say, man. I really wish you the best of luck in the tournament and in the future with your sponsorship and everything. Are there any shout-outs you want to give? Words you want to say to your fans? How can your fans follow you?
All right, guys. You already know what's up, man. At NYChrisG, pretty much every platform possible. I'll be streaming, of course, twitch.tv, NYChrisG. And again, I plan on making big moves, and I hope you're there to see it.
Are you still streaming League or no? Are you kind of done with that?
Oh, no. I'm done getting 20 viewers, man. I'm ready to get the thousands with the Street Fighter 5, with everything else that's coming out.
All right, man. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned to esportsheaven.com for more coverage of EVO 2016. We'll see you guys.